I was gonna sit outside, but what's the mosquito situation? They seem to be at bay. Cause that's what we need. All right, y'all, hold tight. Yeah, I feel like staying inside is the better move today. Something's just telling me. Might be that thing called intuition. What up, y'all? All right, we're gonna work with these decks from yesterday. How y'all feeling? How y'all living? How's everybody doing? How's your mama in them? Your daddy in them? How y'all people doing? What up, y'all? I love wearing these wire frames because they remind me of my father so much. I love that so much for me. What up, Crystal girl? What's up, Leisha Pooh? Hey, y'all. We out here. Ugh, I hate when I do that. You know how, like, I don't know if you ever, like, infuse your water and put some lime in it and then forget you did that shit and you didn't drink all the water the first day, so now it's the second day and you drink this nasty ass. Ew. Good morning. Oh my God, she's telling me I have lipstick on my teeth. Crystal is a girl's girl, okay? A girl's girl is what Crystal. Crystal, you're eating girl, Crystal. Oh, Lord. Crystal, listen to me. The way you didn't have to tell me that, and I could have just played myself for the next, 75 minutes to 90 minutes with lipstick on my teeth over here running my goddamn mouth the way you know I do. I didn't see it, baby. Meanwhile, Victoria, you're all the way in the internet. Meanwhile, this one who's 2 inches from me, just let me be out here. Looking any old kind of way. It's not okay. All right. Welcome to the morning message. Now I'm gonna be all hella self-conscious. I gotta brush my teeth with my finger again. Shit. Good morning, y'all. Funny we should find each other here today. I know I have some new followers today. I have been sharing in a couple of different circles this morning about this conversation today. And I don't even know really where it's going. We all gonna figure it out and find out at the same time. But I woke up with a topic that told me to share it. And I'm like, all right, I share it, I shall. So before we get into the thick of that, let me introduce myself for those of you who don't know where you are. Welcome to the morning message. My name is Allah-mi. I don't have lipstick on my teeth no more. I'm an intuitive life coach. What's up, Najee? And every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, I do a live intuitive channel message. Somewhere in there, this has become a morning show. I don't know if show is the right word for me, although I guess it presents itself as a production once I get up here being myself. But I thank y'all for being here. These are live intuitive messages, meaning that I am channeling them in real time. The only thing I got today ahead of time was the topic and the title, okay? And it's not just like pleasure for pleasure's sake, like the joy of pleasure for just pleasure's sake. And oftentimes, I don't know where your mind goes when you hear the word pleasure, but it goes for me somewhere sensual, sexual, there's a sensuality to it, but pleasure is a word that is all encompassing. And I'm sure we're gonna talk about that today. But we are going to talk about it even more specifically in your life as it has to do with work. What are you singing? Oh, you're singing the pleasure principle. I'm like, what is that noise? The pleasure principle. Okay, Vic, stay focused. I'm telling you, I spend so much time. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Wrangling her, managing her. She doesn't care. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about pleasure. Long story short, we're going to talk about pleasure. We're going to talk about pleasure as it relates to all different aspects of your life and your well-being. And we're also going to talk about pleasure as it relates to sexuality and health. And we're going to talk about pleasure as it relates to work. Okay. We're going to talk about pleasure as it relates to relationships. Okay. So that sounds like a wide enough net that we're casting to say we're going to talk about all the things. Okay. So anywho, if I didn't mention this already, go to begreateveryday.com if you want to learn more about me and what I be doing, because I don't typically be doing this part. Okay. Because I do feel like we're going to talk about sex today. Okay. And good morning, friends. I know some of y'all is at work. Like, I thought we was coming here to talk about work. Like, it's all a part of the same conversation. Okay, how do you register pleasure? Okay, it's gonna be a PG-13 conversation, so you don't have to worry about it being too inappropriate in a corporate setting. I know I said the word sex, but don't let that shake you. We all grown. All right, so, by the way, if you're new here, I like to pull some cards. I don't need to pull the cards. I pull the cards strictly really for your entertainment value. It helps to ground the messages when people see something tangible to associate it with. But the cards really just be reiterating what is already coming out of my mouth. So I've got 2 cards to start us off with, and I think a story. So hang on, let me see what I'm feeling for. Yeah, Chris says she grown and she got headphones. Duh. Okay. Crystal has been listening to me run my mouth long enough to know. Do not let this woman loose in an open environment, okay? Because she might literally say anything and have and do. Have and do. All right, let's get into it. So I do feel like I'm going to start with the card, though, just to jump this message off, because, you know, again, some people get real uncomfortable when you start reading them for filth and you don't have no indicator as to why you should be saying the things. So the card that came out says support team. Support team. 2 minds are better than 1. 3 minds are better than 2. And 4 minds are unstoppable. Okay, support team. What does that have to do with pleasure? 2 minds are better than 1. 3 minds are better than 2. And 4 minds are unstoppable. Okay. Whew. All right, so give me a second just to center in just a little bit more so we can get into it. And oddly enough, again, as we're talking about pleasure, this notion of work is coming in real hard. Work. W-O-R-K. Okay. Okay, so what I find to be really interesting is that so many of us do things that we don't actually find fulfillment in. Okay. So many of us commit significant amounts of time and energy into things that we don't prefer. So many of us commit our lives, our health, our families, our businesses, to situations and circumstances that don't bring you or them joy. Okay. And I'm not calling nobody out specifically. This is a channeled message. It's just coming through this drippy drop as it's dripping in. It's like this need to confront our own reality, that we commit ourselves to things that don't matter, that aren't fun, that don't feel good, that don't reap benefits, that make us feel bad, that destroy our property and our assets and our opportunities. It's like we commit ourselves to patterns, situations, processes, conditions that don't support us. Okay, so that's the overarch. Okay. And then if we start picking that apart and looking at different pieces of your life experience, you know, and we start looking at, for instance, like relationships, okay, and, you know, family relationships, and how many times you've done so many things that you did not want to do, okay, you didn't have a passion for doing it, you didn't have a desire to do it, but you found some additional benefit that did not include your joy and fulfillment. Okay, some other reason why. Okay, and this is the work of a solid people pleaser. Okay, is to always find the reason why they should do the thing they don't want to do. Okay. Whew. Okay. So before I go any further, it's like for you to reflect on that for a little bit. How many things do you do, whether it's for a living or in your leisure, or wherever else in your life it shows up, that you are committing time, energy, effort, resources, assets to things that you don't prefer? Okay. And here's the thing, in healthy relationships, right, there's always some degree of autonomy that must be there, and then there's also a healthy degree of compromise that must be there. Okay. And healthy degree is for you to determine. You know if it feels like that boundary has been crossed, where you're over compromising, or you are underplaying a situation where you could probably be a little bit more flexible. You know where that threshold is, nobody else. Okay. Whew. Okay, so follow me into this message, okay, around the card, the support team. So many of us operate in this way because we don't recognize that we don't have to do it this way. Okay. So many of us overfunction and overoccupy our time and our attention and our energy, feeling as though this is the way it has to get done, even though it doesn't feel good. And we convince ourselves that we've got to move forward doing it this way, even though it doesn't feel good. Ultimately, because we don't trust that there is another way to satisfy our needs. Okay. Y'all see if y'all can stay with me here, okay? So the support team card, what it's bringing forward, is this reminder that when we don't choose joy, okay, when we don't choose to do the thing that makes us feel better, or that makes it feel more aligned, or that makes it feel more easy or harmonious, like when we don't choose that way of ease for ourselves, okay, this is not a judgment, this is an observation. When we don't trust that how we want it is the way we deserve it and the way we can get it, if we don't find ourselves being able to trust that, it's because we don't trust that we have support team. Okay. Whew, it's a lot of energy coming in, okay? Whew, it's like when we doubt that something is possible or something is probable for us, it's because we don't believe that we can bring it forward, okay? And the reason why we don't believe we can bring it forward is because we think we're operating on our own, by ourselves, okay? Independently. If I can't do it, make it happen, if I can't, then it won't, okay? Whew, okay, and this energy of support team is both physical and non-physical, and they want me to talk about both, okay? So the reason why we put limitations on ourselves and what's possible to achieve higher levels of joy is because we don't see where we can be supported in it in our physical world. We don't see where the finances is going to come in. We don't see the people, or we don't see the pathway. We don't see something with clarity. We don't see that all the needs that we need met can be met with clarity. So then we doubt, is it possible to experience that kind of joy? Okay. It's like when we don't feel like we have all the answers, we naturally doubt whether something is possible or plausible, okay? And the reason why we doubt it is because we don't see it, okay? We don't see the support, okay? It's like I don't see the dollar signs in my account. I don't see the friends showing up for me when I need. I don't see the clarity of the steps that I need to take to get the thing done. So how could I ever find fulfillment in this thing? I can't see how to make it happen. Okay. Whew. Okay. So there's a limit on how much joy we think is possible based on how much effort we think we need to or can give a thing. Okay. Whew. And that's largely because, again, we're taking full responsibility of making reality happen, of making outcomes come, of taking care of things so that it's okay. We think we have to do it. We don't recognize that we have a physical team, okay? I'm not just talking about your ancestral team, and we're going to get to them too, but you have a physical team. And you may be sitting there in the midst of your challenges and problems like, I don't see this team she speaks of. Who are these people? Where are they to be found? Okay, because I don't see it. I need childcare so I can go off and privatize my time and work on my business and do all the things, and I don't see who's going to provide this childcare. Okay. Whew. And I'm hearing just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Okay. Just because you may not see the physical people right before you that are going to step in to help pave your way and make it easier and more seamless for you to do what you want to do or need to do, just because you don't see it doesn't mean they're not there. Okay. Okay. So, this conversation, it started out kind of fun and games and cheeky, and I think that there was an element of provocateur that was supposed to draw your ear in, talking about sex this time in the morning. Everybody likes to talk about that kind of pleasure. Okay. But we're expanding our awareness and our definition, our understanding of what pleasure really is. Okay. It's not just sensual, physical, sensory, it's sensations. It is that, but it's not just that. Okay. Like pleasure is not just, getting one off. Okay. Pleasure in its true sense is true embodied fulfillment. Embodied fulfillment. It doesn't just look good on paper as fulfillment. It feels good. It feels right. It feels exciting. Okay. Pleasure is this peak pinnacle experience of satisfaction where desire meets satisfaction. And that experience supersedes all physical touch and any kind of body work. Any kind of body work you could ever experience is always going to be amplified by having all of you online, your mind, body, and your spirit in alignment. Woo! Peak pinnacle experience of joy and satisfaction. Okay. So let's get back to talking about work. Okay. Peak pinnacle joy where desire meets satisfaction. Is that how you feel about your job? Peak pinnacle joy where desire meets satisfaction. Is that what you put your time and energy toward every day? Peak. I'm kind of having fun, like straddling this line between like what's appropriate this time in the morning and what feels a little cheeky. Crystal says, hell no. Damn it. Whew. The joy of pleasure at work. Imagine. Like imagine. And those of you who may be on sabbatical or retired or are just in between jobs right now, just imagine that what you do every day fills up your cup in just that way, offering you top tier, peak pinnacle joy, where you're doing what you desire to do. You're doing what you want to do. For a living, by occupation, you are putting your time, energy, and attention into things that bring you peak pinnacle fucking joy. Doing things you love to do in a way that feels aligned and satisfying for you. So I don't know what the statistics are in the workforce around that and how many people really love their job and what they get to do. I'm one of those people, I definitely love my job. I definitely have peak pinnacle joy running through my bones every single time I have to show up. And I say have to with joy. Every time I have to show up and serve somebody, I'm experiencing peak pinnacle joy. Doing what I want to do in a way that satisfies my soul. I'm really, 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 really proud of that. I'm really proud of that. And that's the conversation today for you. Okay. And this card, this energy again, is not just about having the aspiration, but knowing that the aspiration is possible to manifest. Not just having the thought and the vision, the daydream of, yeah, what would that be like? But it's also knowing that, yeah, that can be like. That can be your life. You can bring it in. You may not see the people that will step in to serve in the gaps of what you don't know or what you don't know how to do It's like you don't see the people stepping in, but they're there. Just because you can't see them stepping in to support you on your path to discovery doesn't mean they're not there. Whew. I feel like I want to tell your story, Vicky.
Which one?
About the luggage.
Go ahead.
Vicky traveled back here to Doricas, as we call it, Doricas, Costa Rica. And she was traveling with 2 huge duffel bags, not rolly bags. One of them had wheels, but still had to be tugged. She's traveling with these 2 huge bags and some more shit. And of course, every traveler's nightmare is having the inconvenience of lugging luggage through an airport and having long distance and all this weight and all the drama with that. Okay, but she embarked upon this journey knowing she was going to have to anticipate, navigating this luggage.
2, and then a roll-on, and then a back.
She's like, yeah, it's 2 of those, and then it was a roll-on, it was a rolly bag, and a backpack. I got it, baby. Did you have some food too?
Because it wasn't,
She
yeah.
said, yeah. She said all of that. Go ahead. So, I didn't travel with her. She traveled alone. But she's telling me the story of how she left with this kind of anxiousness around toting all this shit around. And long story short, between 2 flights, a bus, an Uber, and a tuk-tuk, and all the transitions in between, she never had to tug this luggage anywhere. Because what had happened was 3 or 4 different times when she needed assistance without her even asking, the provision was sitting there waiting for her. One moment it was a person who volunteered without her asking. Another moment it was the little flatbed rolly cart just sitting there just waiting for her to be able to use it. Another moment it's another driver that's assisting her. Another moment then it's me helping her get it out the taxi. So it's like at every step she had provision. But when she left home, she left with the nervousness of like, I'm gonna have to deal with all this shit, and it's gonna be heavy, and it's gonna be an inconvenience, and it's gonna be all da. But she had the mindset that it was gonna be okay. She didn't know how, but she had like, it's whatever it is, she's gonna deal with it and it's gonna be fine. And what it was provision. Because we have support. So it's a lot of energy around us giving ourselves permission to go after what we really want in life. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was asking them like, how happy are they? And they're like, yeah, my life's great. Everything's great. And then, we talked a little bit more and a little bit more of the onion unpeeled. And then it was like, and this was like the next day, they circled back like, I was thinking about what you said. And I come to realize that, yeah, I've only really am experiencing this amount of happiness, which is pretty good. But I feel like I have capacity for so much more. And I was like, word. I could see that and I could feel that. And then when they came to realize it, it was like, whoa, there's more that I want in life. There's more that I desire. There's more joy for me to experience. I'm limiting myself. I'm not allowing myself permission to go to that next higher height that I feel my heart want to explode to. Okay. And I don't allow myself to go there because how will that happen? Man, shout out to those of you who know your human design and have a defined agenda. My make it make sense people, my folks who want to know.
Yeah.
You want to know. Shit, you want to know.
Yeah.
Y'all be want to fucking know.
Yeah.
How? When? Why? Where? Okay? What? Y'all want to know all the things, and God bless your soul. But when it comes to universal support, you're not ever gonna know, and you shouldn't want to know, because it's always there everywhere. So what you need to know is that it's there everywhere. You don't need to know the person's name or what time they arrive. Okay, just know that it's there. This card says 2 minds are better than 1, 3 minds are better than 2, and 4 minds are unstoppable. And I want you to know that this is first time I'm receiving this energy like this. When I see the word minds, we're not just talking about people. When we say the word team, support team, we're not just talking about physical people. Okay. A mind is a body of knowledge. Okay. It is a body of knowledge. Whew. Okay. So this feels like a real strong directive. Okay. It's like for those of you who think you got everything figured out because you figured it out in your mind, okay. It's an energy of, getting a second opinion, being open to other people's perspective. You may say, it doesn't get no better than this. Okay, like this energy feels like someone who has a kind of a small mind approach or limited beliefs about things and very rigid beliefs about things. Like think it is what it is. It's never going to change. It's like that's not the kind of wisdom that allows you to get to higher heights and joy. It's like you may believe that in your mind, but to be open to someone else's perspective that believes greater is possible. Okay. Quite honestly, this is my business in a nutshell, is that people can see their potential in the work that we do. They can see the greater level of possibility for themselves when they start getting this mirror back experience of how they're acting, how they're thinking, how they're choosing. That this is what coaching does, is allow you to see yourself for how you're showing up. It's not what's telling you what to be or how to do. It's you seeing yourself. And then the correction happens naturally through that mirroring. Okay. But this energy of multiple minds, it feels like needing to step outside your box, entertain another perspective or another viewpoint. It feels like, seeing what's possible for you through the eyes of someone else. It doesn't mean you adopt it and be it and choose it and it's yours just because someone said it. But it is an energy of being open to hear somebody else's perspective or someone else's approach to something that might impact you. Okay. Whew. Okay. Had a session the other day and I was trying to share with the person another approach or another way that they could find joy in their life, and they were very resistant to it because in their mind it just is what it is and there was no shaking the conditions that they're in. Okay. But when we start talking about what's potential out there, what could possibly happen without you knowing how it could happen, we start talking about things like miracles as an example. Okay. And we say things like anything's possible. Yeah. So when you sit in the energy of anything's possible, where does your pleasure meter on your life now sit? Okay. If you're sitting in anything is possible, are you at a pink pinnacle pleasure experience in your life, particularly through the work that you do? Are you there? Okay. Are you allowing yourself to believe that better is out there? Okay. It doesn't matter how good it gets. It always can be greater, they say. Okay. Whew. But I'm not even talking about what someone might call as an irrational or an unreasonable amount of joy. We're talking about the amount that you desire, which could never be unreasonable. Whew. Fulfillment. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Some people just want to be, bitter about life. Some people want to just continue to blame their inability to find more happiness and joy and satisfaction in their life on their parents or their relationship, their partner, okay, or the way they grew up, their neighborhood, their circumstance. Okay, some people are just really looking for an excuse to not be great, just honestly. Okay, They're looking for a reason to not feel disappointed by life. So they shoot low, they don't aim high, okay? They're way more comfortable playing small than they are challenging themselves to be big because there's way more pressure in delivering on being big, okay? So it's a lot of energy around tapping into multiple minds so that you can stay encouraged, so that you can stay focused on your greater potential. So if you are playing small, if you are limiting your belief in what is possible for your life, it's like you may need a therapist or a coach or talk to the master encourager in your life, your mama, your daddy, your pastor, whoever it is that tells you who you are, okay, that reminds you of who and how you could be in ways that resonate for you. It's like you might need to tap in with them, okay? They may not even physically be here no more, okay? This tap in might be completely spiritual and immaterial, okay? It might be coming through a song or a prayer or a cry, okay? But it's like tap into that other wisdom, those wisdoms that you have in your back pocket. Okay, tap into your intuition. Tap into your ancestral connections. Okay, tap into your imagination. Okay, tap into what you see in your environment that feels and looks good to you. Tap into possibility and potential at every step and in every way. Okay, it's like tap into multiple minds, multiple sources of influence, okay? It might be your spiritual text or your self-help book that inspires you, okay? Multiple minds, bodies of knowledge, okay? Whew, okay, but it's like there's a need for us to expand our understanding of ourselves, okay? For everybody that's listening, that includes me too. It's like we need to expand our understanding of ourselves so we know how to get to the deeper depths of our joy, okay? And what that gives me is like learning how to move the blocks out the way. Okay, it's not so much let me discover this shiny moving object. It's like when you remove fear, doubt, worry, insecurity, imposter syndrome, when you remove insecurity and uncertainty, when you remove all of that shit, you got gold. Okay, you ain't got nothing but goodness. You ain't got nothing left but alignment and flow. Okay, when you move all this other bullshit out the way, all that's left is alignment and flow. And when we have alignment and flow, we're now at peak pinnacle experiences, okay? Woo, okay. Woo. When we have alignment and flow, we are at the intersection of desire and satisfaction, okay? Whew, okay. But we've got to tap into multiple intelligences. We've got to know that the greater is possible for us, okay? Whew. It's like, remember whoever told you can do anything you set your mind to. Whoever said that, you don't remember their name. Just remember the statement, okay? They're right, okay? Okay. Okay. Talking way too long. Jade says, that is my garden, my writing, my research, my joy of moving my body in front of the mirror and stopping to appreciate me. My Sunday love day, church, gardening, resting on my porch, watching the birds. Spending the first hour of my day with worship, joy, meditation, silence with myself, gratitude, creating moments of zen to start my day. I love that. It's great. That's, man, so divine. It just sounds so beautiful, even just to read, much less to experience. I already know it's a vibe.
I want to do it.
Okay. Vic said, I want to do it. Chris says, take the meat, leave the bones. Yes, ma'am. I don't see the support, but I am open to it and been asking for it to show up. Yeah. It's immaterial until it becomes material. It is formless until it becomes form, okay? But it always becomes form, okay? The help always shows up as form when it is time to show up as form, okay? But it's for you to know that it remains formless until it's form. Okay. Okay? It's like knowing that the people are there to carry your bags even before you leave the house. And you don't know who the people are, where they're going to come from. Okay? Whew. Vic said, I didn't pick up the bag not one time. I believe you. Look, these cards don't even be the same like this in this deck. Okay, we got support team, and what's the next card? Heavenly helpers. Heavenly helpers. Your spiritual team is guiding you through this difficult situation. I ain't gonna play with y'all. Do you understand? I'm not gonna play with y'all. Heavenly helpers, your spiritual team is guiding you through this difficult situation. Okay. So they keep wanting me to talk about work, okay? They keep wanting me to talk about work. Whatever you do to occupy your time and earn an income. And it's like, okay, I want to just say just doing what you love, period. Do what you fucking love, period. Full stop. Do what you fucking love. 5 words. Write them down. Do what you fucking love. Everybody write it down. Do what you fucking love. What Chris say? Duh. Do what you fucking love. Do what you fucking love. Do it. Okay? Do it. Sorry, those of you who are at work, hope you put those headphones on. Do what you love. Why? Because you have help. You have help. I know you can't see where they're coming from, Crystal. They're going to surprise you. They may come one at a time. They may come part-time and then full-time. They may come based on projects and then based on, commission. They're coming, okay? So it's plan and prepare accordingly. Plan and prepare accordingly, okay? This is why we can't get to peak pinnacle experiences, because we don't plan and prepare accordingly. We get to one hump in the road, we be like, oh, that's the hump. Can't meet my goal. I don't have help. Oh, I don't have any money. Can't do it. And we use that as an excuse to stop or delay the process instead of doing what we can. Staying focused on doing what we love and doing what we can will get you far. And then out of nowhere comes help and provision and resource, opportunity, clarity. Okay. Do you know how many times I have conversations with people and, I just be being me and talking to people and usually talking about them and whatever they got going on. And I'll just be talking and then they'll be like, dang, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Many of you say that. Many of you say that after these morning messages. Man, I needed to hear that. I don't know that you needed to hear that. I'm just operating in my own sense of alignment and just talking and saying the thing that feels like the thing I'm supposed to say. And I don't know what you need to hear. I'm just saying what it feels like I'm supposed to say. And damn it, that is to be just what needs to be said. Just what you need to hear. I don't know that I'm being put on assignment to be a heavenly helper. No more than you know that you've been put on assignment to be a heavenly helper to other people. And that's how it is for all of us. We're all on assignment to each other. And even though you can't see who's assigned to you, they're there. They exist. They exist. So for every time you want to say to yourself, well, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't know where these people, who are these people? Ain't nobody going to do it. You hear that language? Ain't nobody. And then we start casting doubt. It's one thing just to not believe. It's another thing to cast doubt. Even if you don't believe, don't hate on it. Just like, okay. I'm not sold on it, but okay. Just leave room for the possibility. Okay. But the card says your spiritual team is guiding you through this difficult situation. So that tells me that you all are working in conditions that aren't your preference. Okay. It's not given peak pinnacle. Okay. It's given it needs some refinement, some adjustments. Okay. Ooh, a lot of adjustment. Okay. Some of y'all might need to chop the tree down and go back to the foundation. Okay. And it's like start over. Okay. Some of y'all just need to prune the tree a little bit. Okay. Whew. Some of y'all just need to go up the ladder a little bit. Okay. So there's a lot of options here is what I'm hearing. Okay. It's not even, some of y'all think, oh, is it I stay or I go? There's options even between there. Okay. It might not be stay forever, but stay for a certain amount of time. It might be stay and do something else while you're there. Okay. It might be stay and then, build your network. It's leave, but don't start the new venture yet. Okay. It's all kind of potential here. Okay. And you can have it however you want it. Okay. And especially the more bolder and brazen you are about it, the more you get. Okay. It's like the more you trust, the more you step out, the more you're rewarded. That's how it works. Don't believe me, just watch. Okay. But it's given that we're supposed to do what we love. Okay. Operate in our zone of genius. And when we do that, the help, support, resource, whatever we need in order to keep moving through provides itself. We don't have to provide it. It provides itself. Our job is to move forward with confidence, okay? With confidence in the formless, knowing it becomes form when it's time. It becomes an embodied energy or action when it's time, okay? If you don't have it now, you don't need it now, period. Do you know how much distraction we consume ourselves with wanting things we don't have right now? Meanwhile, what we have goes ignored. What we do have to work with goes ignored, focusing on what we don't have. Holy cannoli. All right. A lot of energy around. We've got divine and physical help. We got help in this realm, y'all. Okay? So the only reason why you're not experiencing these higher levels of joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment is because you are doubting that it's possible for you to be supported in it. You're like, show me the money first. Show it to me, and then I'm going to believe that you got it. All right, baby. Show it to me, and then I'm going to believe that you got it. Y'all remember the Sure commercial jingle? Just popped in my head. Raise your hand if you're sure. Yeah, exactly. What a great analogy. I love that. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you're sure. Vic yelling, you old as hell. Crystal brought it into the room. It wasn't even me this time. She said Crystal old as hell too. It is. We seasoned. Okay, don't play with us. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're sure. That's a great jingle. That jingle lasts a lifetime. I'm 50 years old singing that jingle from literally 40 years ago. Woo! That's real talk. Being sure. That's how you get to the next level of joy. Is being certain that it's there. I'm sure. I'm sure of it. I'm certain it's there. I'm certain I deserve it. And I'm certain it's possible for me to experience it. Raise your hand. I know my millennials is in here like, huh? Huh? Sure is an old school deodorant brand, kids. And back in the early 80s, maybe even late 70s, there was a jingle. Jingles are songs. Songs that are attached to commercials to make the commercial memorable. Crystal. Yeah, they are lost as fuck, for sure. Okay, for sure. So yeah, what we just shared is called a jingle. A charismatic song that allows the commercial to be memorable. Oh my God, I'm done. All right, we're gonna start wrapping this up because I'm about to start getting foolish. Oy. The joy of pleasure at work. Oh my God. You know what's funny? This is what's funny. And this is not true for everybody, but I know this is true for a large part of the population as we're talking about pleasure at work. Do you ever start feeling unsafe when you're having too much fun at work? Do you know what I mean? Do you ever start feeling like skeptical or skittish? Like if you're having too good of a time? Like, and don't let it be like a work function, like offsite function, it's a Christmas party or some shit.
Turn it up.
Right? And folks is really like being they self a little bit more. And don't let some liquor be involved because then you really start seeing the real version of people after hours, right? But there's a certain subset of us that know, don't get too drunk at the work function because you can't get too relaxed. You can't just let your whole guard down like that at work. You might fuck around and say some shit you really mean. You might divulge a little bit more of your personal life. You don't want people to know. It's like, it's unsafe to really find joy at work. Isn't that crazy?
Because joy and work are not synonymous.
Not typically. Vic says because joy and work are not synonymous. Not typically. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Again, I started this conversation with most of us spend a significant amount of our time doing things we don't want to do. Wondering why we're not finding higher levels, deeper depths of satisfaction in our life. Doing shit we don't want to do. They don't go together. And by definition, it's like we have disassociated pleasure from work in so many ways. I'm on a mission to really shake this shit up. Dream with me for a moment. Imagine that whatever you do for a living, you love to do it. And imagine when you wake up in the morning to go to your office, whether it's in your home or at a distant location, that when you go into said office, you are greeted by warm and inviting energy. The looks and the stares of coworkers who also love what they do. The looks and the stares and the energy of people who feel relaxed and whose nervous systems are regulated because they get to be their goddamn self at work. They get to be jovial and a little bit jokey. And they get to be respectful and kind and loving and generous. And they get to be a little bit snarky, but they also get to be held accountable to an environment of mutual love, honor, and respect. But you all get to coexist in this ecosystem of productivity, aligned productivity, where each of you are doing exactly what you are made and meant to do well, and you are doing it with excitement and love and joy. At work. Could you imagine? Like, could you imagine? You got your office the way you like it. You got all your snacks. You want a fitness center on the location. You got that too. You got a boss who's not tripping if you leave a little bit early because they know at the end of the day it's about you getting your work done and trusting you to do it at a high quality level. And because you're doing what you love, you want to do it at a high quality level. No one is projecting any stress in the environment. The patterns and routines of the organization support wellness and self-care. Like, imagine. This is the reality. This is the future that I am ushering in. Not by myself, but this is it. When we all start living intuitively, following our natural rhythm, when we each start giving ourselves permission to stop doing what doesn't work for us and start doing what does, when that tipping point of the volume of us who have decided to switch gears and do what resonates for us, when we have so many people operating in that frequency, you know what's going to happen? The whole community starts changing. Families start changing, communities start changing, businesses start changing, societies start changing, and oh my God, that big old thing we call the world starts changing. Because people are living authentically and in alignment. I guess I'm supposed to read both of these. Okay. I live this reality in my bubble, and I want to just continue to share this with other people so that you can live it in your bubble. It's not about living according to how I live. It's living according in a way that feels good for you, that works with your natural rhythms. Okay. Whew. Some of you really need to start giving yourself more permission to dream bigger, to want more. And not because it's not okay to be satisfied. If you are satisfied with your life, that is great. Being honest with yourself, that's the key. If you found a level of resonance and satisfaction with the conditions of your life across the board, and you're like, I literally couldn't be happier, sounds like you couldn't be happier. But those of us who are being honest with ourselves to realize that, man, there's definitely some room for improvement here. This conversation is probably for you. Okay. And the part that I'm really wanting to impress upon you right now is that it is a choice to change. Okay. It's a choice to choose to want more. There's a thing we call settling. Okay. And we understand that that is a choice. Okay, and it's also a choice to want more. Okay, you have to want more to achieve more. If you're good with where you're at, be good with where you're at. If Seisha is satisfying, Seisha is satisfying. Okay. Whew. But for those of you who want more, these cards are for you. Okay. And this card says, your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. So I was talking about this the other day because I'm starting to get this money itch again. I feel there's money coming in, okay? I feel like there's increase and money is coming in as a byproduct of increased opportunity, increased clients, okay? Increased conversations and networking, okay? It's given increase and it's given money increase specifically. That Capricorn energy. Capricorn's like money, okay? Shout out to my Capricorns. So this, your hard work is paying off. It's giving like, you may have been doing inner work, okay? Like just trying not to stress out, Okay, you may not have a golden master plan and, you know, due dates and timelines for what you're trying to accomplish in life. Right now, the thing that you have accomplished most importantly is just not fucking panicking. Okay, because you're not clear as to what to do or how to do a thing. Okay. Whew. Okay, it's a lot of energy around that. Okay, your hard work is paying off. Feels like more like inner work, self-regulation, practicing emotional intelligence. Okay, practicing patience. Okay, practicing silence, practicing meditation, grounding. Okay, it's self-regulating. Okay, so it's a lot of energy around that, and I love that for y'all. Okay, it's like you'd be surprised at how much happier you'd be if you just stopped being negative. Dead. Okay. You just be surprised at just how much more joy you would experience if you just stop being bitter and angry about things. Stop being irritated about stupid stuff. Okay. You'd be surprised at just how much joy you start feeling when you stop focusing on what you don't have and who you're not and what you want to be and you can't get to. It's like when you start thinking and doing and choosing different, a lot of shit changes and nothing on the outside might be evident to anybody, okay? But it's the hard work you're putting in to self-regulate and to make conscious and intentional decisions, okay? Whew. Okay, it's like you stop stressing your own self out and now you have more peace of mind and more joy. Look at that. It wasn't even the world stressing you out. It's you stop stressing yourself out. Stop judging yourself. Stop pressuring yourself. Okay. Stop setting high expectations for yourself. Now, all of a sudden, you're happier. Your hard work is paying off. A lot of energy around that. And I like hearing that from my audience. It's given like the energy of doing inner work, self-work. And I love that for y'all because that's what we be talking about up in here. Okay. Next card. Next card is, this is the Moonology deck. It says surrender to the divine. Okay. Surrender to the divine. Okay. I was trying to feel like if it was something past the obvious, but it's the obvious. It's like surrendering to the divine creates more freedom. Okay, it creates more freedom. Okay, it's just like if you're carrying a load and then you put the load down, it's like, ooh, I don't have to carry that load no more. I'm free. Okay, it's the same kind of analogy. Surrender to the divine is like recognizing that. That's all I'm getting is like you can lay them burdens down. Okay, it's like, woo, I don't have to deal with that. Okay. You ever been moving and had a bunch of shit to move out of your house, but then all of a sudden you decided to hire a mover or somebody decided to come help you and like, shit, I don't have to carry all this shit. Like that sense of relief and that release, okay, does wonders for your mental health, okay? It's like, woo, I'm so happy. Oh, I felt that feeling all too many times as someone who chronically moves every 4 to 5 years. It's like, ooh, it's not my favorite part. But surrendering to the divine is that same energy. You lay it down, you ain't got to pick it up. Somebody else is going to take care of it, okay? It's like you don't know how something's going to get done. Don't worry about it. It's not for you to figure out. That's somebody else's job, okay, until it becomes yours. It's like you don't have to do all the things. You are not the person in charge, okay? Surrendering to the divine also is an energy of waiting for timing of things, okay? It's, you know, I know some of you develop these strategies, these exit strategies from your job. It's like, you know, I'm going to retire in 2 years or, you know, I'm going to quit in 6 months and, you know, and that's cool to set those timelines. Just make sure that you are not setting the timeline arbitrarily and on your own, okay? And so in other words, it's like make sure it comes to you intuitively, okay? This surrender to the divine is speaking about divine timing as well, All right. So it's not just coming up with a bright idea of what you want to do and setting a date for when you want to do it. It's like make sure you're tapping in with your intuition. Okay. Making sure that it's aligned. Okay. It's not just, it sounds good, but it feels good intuitively. It feels aligned. Okay. It's a lot of energy around moving in alignment. Okay. Moving in divine timing. Moving with alignment. Okay. So that also makes me feel like, some of you are ready to do something different. And it's not just saying, at the end of the year, I'm going to be done. It's like feeling for it to see if intuitively it feels like it's supposed to be the end of the year. Okay. It's not just saying it, because you fed up. It's like feeling for that alignment and the timing. Okay. And you may say, well, I'm going to retire in 6 months, and it might be for you to stay 9 months. Okay. Divine timing may say it's for you to stay 9 months. But it's about really feeling for resonance of what the timing is. Okay. It's a lot of energy around that. Feeling for the resonance in the timing. Surrendering to the divine, not just the stress. Okay. Whew, man, trust. I know that can be hard. It's like, oh Lord, I don't know if I can make it another day. Like, yeah, you got 2 more weeks. Like, fuck. Yeah, and this is coming to reiterate that. Okay, this card says, don't let pride get in your way. Okay. So it's a lot of energy around moving intuitively with this. Okay. As we're talking about the joy of pleasure and finding pleasure at work, really that is it at the end of the day. Is when we say go to work and be yourself, it is about just moving intuitively, moving with your natural rhythm and your natural nature and letting that be an acceptable thing. Okay. And I know some of y'all thinking like how I think. It's like, well, everybody can't have permission to move in their natural nature because everybody's natural nature ain't right. Okay. And that's not true. Okay. That is not true. Okay. What is true is we definitely have some dark path energies in the world. That is a thing. That is true. Okay. But everybody's natural nature is love and light at the end of the day. Okay. And we have reasons why we go to the dark side. Okay. Peter, I don't know that people are just born this way. There's nature and nurture. Okay. And when we start talking about people that are usually way far off the rocker, there's a lot of nurturing conditions that feed into their nature, okay? But by nature, okay, as extensions of love and light, we are born love and light, okay? And so your natural nature really is love and light, okay? But we have conditions that take us away from our authentic self. And this is really what human design speaks about in its essence, is the conditions that take us away from our natural nature. Learning your human design helps you understand more of your natural nature, okay? And when you come to understand that you're moving not in alignment with your natural nature, it is the byproduct of conditioning, okay? Being taught that your natural nature is not acceptable, is not worthy, is not consistent or reliable or whatever the expectation is, okay? Whew, okay. So, yeah. Our natural nature is balanced and aligned, is what I'm hearing, okay? And when we start moving intuitively, we start moving in balance and in alignment, okay? The challenge is that most of us are not moving and operating from said place. We're operating from our thought, our thinking mind, our ego mind, okay? Our super ego self, our social image self, okay? Whew, which is why this says, don't let pride get in your way, okay? Don't let pride get in your way. So, I have a personal story about this recently. So I have a lot of dreams and ambitions and vision. within my businesses and brand and all the things. Okay. A lot of ambitions, dreams, and vision. And I know it's big. It's way too big for me. It's way bigger than me, period. It's not for me to do by myself. It is a collaborative effort. It is going to be a group project, okay? And it is a group project that requires funding. And while my intuition has been telling me to be in contact with a certain person or certain persons to get financial support with this group project, my ego mind has been pushing it off and pushing it away, okay? So Spirit is showing me and telling me the next step in the journey in the process to be able to bring into fruition this big vision, this thing that I want so much, could not want more, okay? That would bring me so much joy and pleasure and satisfaction in manifesting these businesses and organizations and programs and offerings. It would bring me no more joy than to see this shit come into light. And my intuition has been telling me to follow through on a referral to someone who could potentially invest in some of these endeavors, okay? But my ego mind was like, no, because you don't want to ask nobody for nothing, because you know how it gets when you ask somebody for something and, you know, all the things. That was my ego mind getting in the way, okay? Meanwhile, as Capricorn energy, your hard work is paying off. If I surrender to the divine and don't let my pride and ego get in the way, then I'm going to be able to reach a next level, top tier, peak pinnacle experience of joy and satisfaction. That is what this energy is given, okay? So I don't know how it's showing up for you and what you've been blocking, what blessings you've been blocking, okay? Because you're not willing to set aside your pride or your ego. You're not willing to say that you were wrong or that they were right. You're not willing to say that you need help or that you can't do it. It's like you're not willing to say that you like the person and you really want to see where it goes. It's like you're holding yourself back, okay? You're doing the inner work, but you're also still holding yourself back, okay? Because there's a need to still get in alignment with the divine timing of this manifestation, okay? It's like whatever you want that would bring you more joy into your life, it is here for you to have, but you've got to get in alignment with divine timing and not let your ego buck the current, okay? So divine timing may say, hey, you should have a conversation with so-and-so about such and such. And you're like, I haven't talked to so-and-so in 11 years. They don't want to talk to me, and they certainly don't want to talk about such and such. That's your ego mind and your pride getting in the way, worried about rejection, okay? Your intuition is telling you what to do and how to do it to bring in more joy and satisfaction, but here goes your thinking mind thinking it knows more, and it's questioning, okay? But that need to surrender to the divine. So if your intuition says make the call the person, talk about the things, it's like surrender to the divine, okay? Don't let pride and ego get in the way, okay? This new moon in Capricorn energy is here. It's like provision, okay? Profit, prosperity. Provision, protection, profit, and prosperity. Y'all might want to write them words down. Provision, protection, profit, and prosperity, okay? That's what you're bringing in, but you got to get in alignment with divine timing, which means that you got to feel for what to do next, not just use your thinking mind to make sense of what to do next, because you're going to be wrong. That's what they're giving. Woo! If you're choosing between what you think and what you're feeling, and you choose what you're thinking, you're going to be wrong. Period. So, as some of you are considering some tough decisions around your work and career, or some tough decisions around your business and entrepreneurial ventures, it's like make sure that you are feeling for these decisions, okay? Make sure that you are feeling for the resonance in your decision, okay? Your decision is going to feel right, okay? It's not going to feel wrong. It's going to feel right. Okay. Even if it takes you into some uncomfortable or uncharted territory of like, I don't really want to do this, but I know it's the right thing to do, it's going to feel right, right? At the end of the day, you know it's the right thing to do. Okay. All right. Like this video if you haven't had a chance already. I appreciate you. For anybody who wants to buy me a cup of coffee, sow a seed, send a little tip for love donation. I appreciate you. The details are in the show notes. My Cash App is in the show notes. So is my PayPal. At Allah-mi Basheer. Or no, $ Allah-mi Basheer. With no extra characters. All right, let's get into this last and final card. Of course, okay, come on. All right, card says, I'm a whole ass vibe, okay? I'm not making this up, period. I'm a whole ass vibe. So there's a little bit of arrogance that's coming through here, but I think it's okay for us to indulge this. Okay, we're doing this together. Hold my hand. So, like I'm trying not to say it in a cheeky way. Like, do you know how special you are? Do you know how special you are? But it gives that. It's like, do you know? Like, you don't even know. And like, literally, look, you don't even know. You're a whole ass vibe, okay? Like, each and every one of us got some sauce, okay? We got different ingredients in our sauce, but we each have a sauce. We each have a certain way of being that is uniquely ours that can nobody duplicate. And I don't care what you look like and how many times people tell you you look like so-and-so and such and such. They still cannot match your vibe. Okay. And I feel like this card is not just about like pleasure. It's not about like personal pleasure, like you finding fulfillment and joy. I feel like this last message is about you recognizing how much people find joy and fulfillment in you. Okay. The joy of pleasure. It's like not recognizing, like, I feel like this card is speaking to our failure to recognize how much fun we can be, how interesting we are, how encouraging and motivating and inspiring and uplifting we are, how supportive we are, how creative and talented we are. It's like each and every one of us needs to hear this right now, okay? Is that the joy of pleasure is not just about seeking pleasure, it is also about being pleasure. It's knowing that people get fulfillment from you, okay? Not just you getting it from them. Is that people get fulfillment from you, just being who you are, how you are. You don't have to have a podcast in order for people to find your conversation engaging, okay? You don't have to be in a long-term relationship to be a living example of someone who is worthy of consistent love and attention and affection, okay? It's like knowing that you, in and of yourself, just who you are, how you are a motherfucking vibe, and anybody would be honored to know you. And people are blessed by your presence and by your knowledge and your wisdom. People are blessed by your style and your courage. People are blessed by your decisions and just watching you live your life as an example and testament to who and how you want to be. You know, it's like we don't recognize that people get value and meaning in their own life just by watching us be ourselves, okay? So this energy of the joy of pleasure is not just about go out there and get what you want and make sure it's something you love. It also is about embodying the aspects of being someone who is also pleasurable. Okay. It's being kind. It's being a good listener. Okay. It's like this energy of service feels like it's at the undercurrent of this. Okay. As we talk about purpose being of use and utility to others, it's service based, right? Service meaning you are giving giving something giving something in and of yourself to someone else for their greater good. Okay. This joy of pleasure is you remembering that you bring that joy and pleasure to others just by being who you are. Okay. Some of you, your presence itself is calming and comforting without you even doing or saying anything. Just your presence alone is soothing and nurturing. Okay. When we find ourselves in service positions in ways that matter to us, it is fulfilling. Okay. It's not just about doing something to help somebody, but when you're doing something to help somebody with something that matters to you, it feels fulfilling. There is an extra layer of joy that comes in. So I feel like this parting message is a reminder. It's like when you are feeling down in the dumps, go be of service to somebody. Help somebody do something that matters and that means something to you. It's a great day to volunteer, and not just for the sake of saying I volunteered and capturing yourself on the internet. Don't do that, okay? But volunteering because you want to be able to give to someone because you know that that energy exchange gives back to you, okay? Whew. It is an exchange. When you give unto them, they give you the satisfaction of knowing you contributed something meaningful to them. Hear the words. They give you the gift of satisfaction. Okay. So you got to remember that you coming with something. Okay. And it's not just what you can do, it's who you are. It's how you are as a person. That's a whole ass vibe. Okay. 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 So what does that mean for you at work? It means, so maybe you do share a little bit more about yourself in ways that feel safe. Maybe you do allow a little bit more of your personality and your charisma to shine through in certain office conversations, as opposed to just keeping it business. Maybe you do allow your vibe to just be in the room and make people feel uncomfortable, okay, for as long as it makes you feel complete. Okay. There's all kinds of different ways to adapt, that we do adapt in workplace environments that create a lot of stress for us. Okay. So maybe it's for you to start examining the ways in which you contribute to that discomfort by remaining quiet or not showing up to be present in certain circles and events or experiences. Whew. There's a lot of energy around aesthetics, people being inspired by aesthetics, okay? So at work, maybe it is you wearing more of the fashion that feels more authentically like your personality as opposed to what you feel the expectation is in the culture at work, okay? But I'm a whole ass vibe means for you to start showing up more authentically, not less. Okay. You want to find more fulfillment and joy, satisfaction at work, you got to show up as more of yourself, not less. Okay. For some of you, it might be adding certain decorations to your office, pictures of things you've created or events you were a part of, or, you know, what feels like something just more personal in nature, personal pictures or awards or, you know, things that might be little known about you. It's like putting more of things that are little known about you on display publicly. Okay. Yeah, I just feel a lot of energy around showing up a little bit more as your authentic self at work will reduce stress. That's kind of it at the end of the day. Showing up as more of yourself at work will reduce stress. And you may say, oh no, it's gonna bring some stress. Okay, because when I start telling people what it is and what it ain't, remember I said moving intuitively, not from your ego. Your intuition ain't gonna have you cussing nobody out, okay? I can guarantee you. So don't be trying to set that up and use that as your excuse, okay? All right, I feel complete with this message. We're gonna continue to party tomorrow, of course. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern is live, intuitive channel message with Allah-mi. Did y'all enjoy this? Was this helpful? Was it insightful? I would love to see your comments. Share some comments below in the video. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Share this platform with anybody you think can resonate. You see, we just be in here shooting the shit. We just be in here shooting the shit, you know, talking about real life, trying to make it happen, but make it happen in more aligned ways. So if this resonates for you, I welcome you to come back. Oh, I'm glad this was on time for you, Najee. Me too. I know I'm going to listen to this again. Y'all be surprised to know that I'll be listening to these messages again more times than not because I need to hear it. I'm channeling it, I'm saying it, but I need to hear it so I can embody it and embrace it. So I encourage you to do the same. Listen to it again if you need to. Take notes. Take whatever out of it you can extract for journal topics and prompting so you can continue the exploration. That's what it's here for. All right. If anybody wants to book a one-on-one private reading, whether it's a human design centered reading or an intuitive reading, I welcome you to go to begreateveryday.com. And of course, if you want to learn more about my coaching practice and how to use these self-mastery techniques to really get a hold of your life, I welcome you to go to begreateveryday.com, go to the programs link and click the book a discovery call link. All right, I'm out of here. I love y'all so much. Of course, reminder to tip on the energy exchange if it resonates in your heart to buy your girl a cup of coffee. I received that. I appreciate you today and always. I love y'all so much. I'll be y'all back tomorrow. I love y'all. Have a great day.